Hey y'all, it's Amanda, Tap Mom in the Baby Brigade. Today is Friday, February 11th, and this is Mornings with Jesus, our 365 daily devotionals for 2022. And first we start with our Bible verse, and then we have the inspirational story. So it starts this way. But will God indeed dwell on earth? The heavens, even the highest heaven, cannot contain you. How much less this temple I have built. 1 Kings 8:27. Now for the story. Drastic times call for drastic measures. That became abundantly clear when life as I knew it came to a screeching halt during a worldwide health emergency. Out of necessity, people became pretty creative to keep in contact with one another. I had video conference calls to celebrate birthdays with friends and to meet with church leaders. I love stories of neighbors who gather to sing outdoors or applaud medical professionals and first responders for their important work and sacrifices. I even noticed how brick and mortar churches became virtual sanctuaries as worship services and Bible studies were held online. I was grateful to see my own pastor and other ministers deliver powerful sermons via the internet to encourage and uplift us. Despite the dire circumstances, God's word continued and Jesus was praised. Although I know the Lord is everywhere, I became even more aware that He cannot be contained within the walls of my house, of my worship, and of any house of worship. And nothing can thwart His plans. Job 42:2. In 1 Kings 8, King Solomon and just completed construction of a magnificent temple in Jerusalem, and in his prayer dedicating the edifice, he too recognized that the Lord is much bigger than any dwelling. It stands to reason that our worship is not to be confined to a church building. While corporate worship is wonderful, there is still nothing like meeting with Jesus one-on-one in a quiet place. No live streaming, no apps, just me and Jesus. There's no virtual God, but He's virtually everywhere. Barbara Lumpkin's Walls. Faith step. Find a different spot to worship Jesus today and experience His presence there. You know, this really definitely speaks to me because I'm not comfortable in churches. I don't go to church. I've been burned so many times by people from churches that it's very difficult for me to go to church. Not saying that I'll never go to another church, just saying that I don't currently go to a church and it's difficult for me to go. But I feel like I'm closer to God and Jesus than I've ever been in my entire life at this time in my life. I knew it. My uncle John that lives in Tennessee, he kind of inspired me to get closer to God and to reacquaint myself with Jesus when he started going to church, and it seemed to just really help him. He had to go through a very difficult divorce, and that was his saving grace, was his church family, and then he broke his leg, and that was very difficult for him because he lives so far. He lives like 10 hours from us, so we weren't able to be there for him. But I was so grateful that, that he had his church family. And, sorry, dog. But, you don't necessarily need four walls to have a church to be a Christian or to have a personal relationship with Jesus. Who knows, maybe this daily devotional is the only, Jesus you have in a day or in a week. certainly I can relate to that. Uh, but don't let yourself be confined, or we're not cookie cutter people. We're individuals. So each individual has to have your own personal relationship with things. Just do it your way. Do what works best for you. What works best for me is not to go to church. I found my relationship with Jesus just fine without going to church. So, I'm sure a lot of people judge me for that, but that's okay. That's their opinion and they're entitled to it, whatever it may be. But I'm happy. I'm really happy with how things are as far as what I'm doing. So, anyway, per usual, if you have a prayer request, feel free to leave it in the comments section. If you would like a private prayer request or just to converse with me, my email will be in the description box. And I love you all, and God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.